Hi. So I'm sick again. I went hiking in the woods, in the mountains yesterday, and there was a lot of snow, and my feet got wet, and I caught a cold. Yeah. So I'm here in my bed again, chilling, and just thinking, as one does. As one overthinker does. And I just thought that I have talked about one topic like shitloads of times, but I thought like maybe I should make a video about it because maybe it reaches more people. But anyways, I see a lot of people coming out of toxic relationships, and the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Oh my God, all women are like this," or "Oh my God, all men are like this," and I'm like, I don't want to offend you, darling, but that's fucking stupid, okay? Everything that is generalization is inaccurate and is stupid, okay? There are two people who generalize. One is the toxic people that just want to piss one gender off. And they may even know that it's not true, but they just want to piss people off because that's what they do. And the other portion of the people are someone who, I guess, are individuals who really believe that all women are all the same or all men are all the same. And I'm like, are Neanderthals real? Are Neanderthals real? Like, do they still exist? Because that's very dumb. So yeah, I'm like, every time I read this shit, I'm like, does this person like actually believe this bullshit? Because those who are toxic don't even look for healthy relationships, right? They just look for people to screw up. But those who are not toxic people and they generalize and they're like, "Oh my God, all men are like this," or "Oh my God, all women are like this," they want healthy relationships. But what they do with that mindset, or just talking about it, tweeting about it, etc., is they repel those people. Like, I have seen so many people who generalize, and I'm sorry, I unfollow you if I see you tweeting about one gender, some like very specific shit, because that's very low IQ type shit, and I don't fuck with that. I'm all about the truth, and I don't want to be near those type of people who just full on lie to themselves, like make themselves a victim. It's like almost a victim mindset, like, "Oh, it's not my fault, it's like this person's fault, or like all women's fault or men's fault, or like blah blah blah." If you want to go like through your life and always feel shitty about yourself, have always be unhappy, then go for it. Keep blaming the fucking environment and outer things, okay? For example, I know exactly how it feels to be involved with toxic people. 90% of the people I've chosen into my life have been fucking toxic, okay? So I know how it feels. It feels very fucking shitty, right? And it makes you feel very angry. But the truth is that you don't really start healing until you start taking responsibility. It's like, there are good people in this world. Why did I choose those toxic people, right? So then you realize that you're not angry at them as much as you are angry at yourself. And that's why the victim mindset comes in. It becomes handy because then the anger you feel towards yourself, you can project it out on the outside, and you will never fucking heal. And it feels safe. It feels comfortable to say like, "Yeah, it's not my fault." And if you have this unresolved anger towards yourself, you start sabotaging yourself, sabotaging your future relationships. You stop trusting yourself, fucking up even more because you don't trust yourself. Basically, you start self-sabotaging your life just because you have unresolved anger. And for example, me, I had so much unresolved anger towards myself that I started seeing nightmares, and I just had some health problems with it. So I started looking into myself and seeing that there's some self-forgiveness required. And also, people think that this concept of forgive someone equals take them back into your life. But let's take an example with my family members. I have cut some family members off completely, and this one person told me like, "Oh, so when are you gonna stop ignoring them, or when you're gonna stop being angry at them?" And I was like, I'm not angry at them. I am feeling completely indifferent about this connection. There's a huge difference, because the opposite of love is hate, but indifference is not. So I feel indifferent now. I was abused by them for so many years. I've cried so much, and now I'm just like, I'm done with that shit. Set myself free. And people think that anger is something that keeps you safe. But the truth is that if you have unresolved anger towards someone else, then you're gonna remember things about them, or you're gonna think about them, or they're gonna be in your life in some way. Like, it's your subconscious constantly telling you to forgive them. And let me tell you what I did with those toxic family members. I forgave them by learning so much about psychology and psychopaths and narcissism and sociopaths and etc., right? So first of all, I just wanted to understand. When I started understanding that it's nothing to do with me, because as a little child, I took the blame all the time. I took everything in, and I thought that I'm a bad person. But when I realized that I'm not a bad person, they just have some fucking unfathomable issues within themselves that they're projecting onto me. Then I started realizing that, oh, this is a psychological problem. It's like, if they didn't have narcissism, they wouldn't pull that shit, right? So I'm not gonna make it okay, oh, it's okay to abuse me. I'm like, fuck you. But now I understand why I did that, right? So forgiveness is not like letting people get away with that behavior or something they did. It's like realizing that you deserve better, that even if you love somebody who's toxic, that you have to realize that you have to love yourself more. And then you just cut the connection, but you forgive them to set yourself free. Because if you cut them out and you haven't forgiven them, you will never find peace. Because peace comes from not having any anger in your heart. If your heart is pure, you will feel good, right? So essentially, you don't forgive them because of them, that they would gain anything from it. You cut them out and you forgive them just to set yourself free, your soul free. And I'm not gonna say that forgiveness is easy or it comes overnight. It took me years and years and years to forgive them, to finally realize that forgiveness is for me, not for them. It's not a gift for them, it's a gift for me. That's what I wanted to say with this video, is take responsibility for your healing and stop blaming other people or outer circumstances. Because in the end, you are responsible for your life. Okay, I understand fully. I got abused my whole life, okay? By my family members. Then I chose friends and romantic interests who fucking abused the shit out of me, right? And I felt like a victim in this role, very shitty. But now I've taken the power back to me, that I chose those people. It probably had a reason. The reason was that I became my realest true self. So if you start seeing the shitty things in your life in a different light. For example, like what it taught me, how much it built my character, how much it made me see uh the world or me in a different light, in a better light, how much I got closer to myself, how much I started trusting myself more, how much I gained from the shit they put me through, how much they tried to destroy me, and how much I just had the opportunity to build myself up from zero thanks to the things they pointed out. Because when someone triggers you or someone hurts you, it's not what they do. It's an illusion. They think, like narcissists think, that they have the control over your emotions. But the truth is, they only have control over the parts you haven't healed. So, start doing self-healing. If you don't know what self-healing means, Google that shit. Write into Google how to start healing yourself. It requires tears. I have cried for years and years in my healing process. It's been like the blood, sweat, and tears, right? So blood bleeding from my heart, tears coming from my eyes, and sweat coming from just working my ass off with myself. And if self-healing sounds too hard for you because it requires fucking commitment you've never seen before, and if you feel like it is too much for you, then get a therapist. And I'm sure like you can get a therapist for free if you just look. If you look hard enough. But definitely, self-healing is everything in this world. And people just think that they have to get rich really fast and get a car and get a nice partner who looks good and a house and children and a dog and whatever, right? But it's not what the key to happiness is. The happiness starts from within. And you will never be happy if you hold grudges against someone else or against yourself. So if you have some anger issues, please look inside yourself. Take a night off, put your phone down, turn it off. Lay in your bed or lay in your couch or lay in your chair and just start being with yourself. Start getting used to being with yourself. Start asking yourself questions. Why do I feel this way? Why did they make me mad? Why did they hurt me? And start just like exploring yourself. Because that's the only way to guarantee that people can hurt you less and less to the point they will never get to hurt you. Because you have been healing so much that there are no fucking wounds to penetrate with their fucking evil sword. You feel me? And trust me, I know it's fucking hard. I've forgiven shit that people will never fucking forgive anybody. And that wasn't easy for me either. I just realized that this is fucking necessary. This is now my health, my mental health, and my physical health that we're talking about. If I don't forgive, I will fuck up my own health, right? So, it's not gonna be easy. But stop blaming other people. Stop blaming circumstances. Take responsibility that you made those shitty choices. Take responsibility for your healing. It's not your fault that you got abused. You're not a bad person. And realize that it doesn't matter what happened. You gotta move forward. You gotta take those lessons and just move forward. And know that despite this healing journey is fucking hard, it's gonna be worth it. And trust me, I know I've been suicidal years of my life. And I didn't want to even go to a therapist because I know that they're gonna, like, the first thing they're gonna do is put me in a fucking box. Like, oh, that girl is like, I don't know, have this problem or this diagnosis or this mental illness. I've known my whole life that I don't have mental illnesses. I've been abused since I was a fucking baby. Okay? I grew up with a mother who wanted me to die. She even told me that I should have killed myself. Right? How do you fucking even get to think that my suicidalness can be a mental illness when my mother brainwashed me to be suicidal, right? So that's why I'm very stressing self-work, because I don't trust psychologists or therapists. They're Certainly are some who know what they're doing, but I feel like healing is not just logical, because psychology is a lot of times logical, right? They put you in boxes, different little boxes. They think people have to fit in, right? And that's why I love self healing, because it allows me to do my own self healing without judgment, without like labeling myself with some limiting beliefs and shit like that. Because once you have been diagnosed with a mental illness, you will think that you will have this to the rest of your life. I actually know people who have been diagnosed and think that they have this bullshit for the rest of their lives. Right. So again, nothing in this world is set in stone. You are the creator of your own life. You have the power to create your own life with the thoughts you have and the feelings you have inside, in your free will. If you say all men are the same, or if you say all women are the same, guess what? You keep attracting and choosing people who are the same. If you go to a club with the mindset that all women are gold diggers, you go to a club and you look for a face who's a gold digger, and you approach them and you're like, oh, all women are gold diggers. No. You choose gold diggers because you have a fucking obsession with them. If you have said that all women or all men are the same, and insert like a word here, you're obsessed with that shit, because that is your parent. It probably is your parent that had this characteristic and they hurt you, and this is a fucking open wound and it won't heal until you heal it, and you'll keep stepping on the same shit until you heal it. For example, I was at the airport once with my father, right? And there were like three checkpoints, right? And there were like 3 different women behind the counters. And there was like this one girl who was like had a normal face, like a normal emotion or something. And the other one was like really friendly face, like you could just feel the warmth from her. And the third one has the bitchiest face. And I was like already looking at this girl who was like smiling. I was like looking at her like, let's go to her, obviously. And my father, who has an obsession with toxic women, for example, my mother, that's why he doesn't appreciate me, because I'm not toxic, right? Go straight to the bitch face. That's the exact same thing that I just talked about. Your obsession about certain characteristics. So yeah, stop saying sexist shit, because first of all, you will never find yourself a good partner if you keep talking about this. If you keep generalizing one gender, you will never find a good person. I can promise you that. You will still go and search for the shitty ass same people you talk all women or men are all about. Your story is valid. It doesn't mean that it's not valid, but take responsibility. I chose it. And start healing. For example, I look back at the people that I was once attracted to, and I don't want to like shade anyone, but now I'm like very like ill. I'm sorry, but ill. How could I even find that attractive? And it's not even a diss. I'm just being honest, right? I'm just so not attracted to that type anymore. That was just toxic. Or toxic friends. And, yeah. And I've done so much healing. So much healing. And trust me, it's so fucking worth it. Because I'm not crying after any toxic people anymore. Or I'm not blaming myself anymore. And I don't think that I'm a bad person anymore. Or like, what did I do wrong to deserve that? Or yada yada. I'm just in a very fucking good place right now in my life. And That's all thanks to healing. So yeah, with this video, once again, to summarize, stop being toxic yourself and generalizing people. Take responsibility for your healing. 3, forgive and forgive yourself. And it's a process, okay? And it's not only logical. You have to cry. Forgiveness requires tears, okay? And know that there is a future after abuse or toxic relationships. Okay, anyways, thanks for watching, and if you liked it, you can like this video and you can subscribe if you want to, and thank you. See you in the next video. Okay, bye.